Hello everyone, welcome back to another Mechanical Tierlist. Today we're actually going to be ranking the main mechanic in Celeste. So if you haven't played Celeste, you should, first of all. In Celeste, the main goal is to climb a mountain, and to do so you're given 3 main moves. You can jump, you can climb, and you can dash. And a dash essentially allows you to move in any direction you want. And of course, from this simple mechanic, you can actually broaden into far more complex ones. For example, the advanced dashes, which is what we'll be ranking today. So the advanced dash we'll be ranking are the main ones. So we won't do reverse dash, for example. So to be clear, I'm not a competitive Celeste player, even though I have played it a lot. This ranking is like the other ones. It's more of just a fun-based ranking, how much I think the dash itself is unique and fun compared to the other one. So the first is Super Dash. So Super Dash is probably the simplest advanced dash you can do. Essentially, you need to dash and then jump. This one is really good. It doesn't push as far as the other ones. However, it does give you more height, and I think that height is very useful. The main thing that makes these dashes so fun is momentum, and I think that is the main criteria we'll be ranking them from. And not just how useful it is, but also for how fun it is to use. I think I have the most experience with Super Dash because it's the simplest one to do. And for how easy it is, there is so much you can do with it. You can go further, you can go even higher if you want. It is a great move for how little practice you need. So for that, I put it in A. The next is Hyper Dash. This one's a bit more complex. So Hyper Dash, you need to dash while pointing down and then jump. It's a bit harder, but it is worth it because Hyper Dash allows you to move even further. However, you don't get the same height. I think Hyper Dash takes a bit more practice to do. I mean, for me at least. But it is a great move to use if trying to move around really quickly. There is one drawback though. Well, actually a few. The first is height. You don't get the same amount of height with the Hyper Dash compared to the Super, which could be good or bad. It could be bad if you need to actually get somewhere higher, but it could be good if you're trying to get somewhere that's very narrow and you need to be in a very precise angle. It's very situational. You could say the exact same about the Super Dash, but I think the main difference is the Super is just easier. So I think for that I'll put it at B. The next is Wave Dash. So Wave is actually a bit similar to Hyper. You just need to actually do a Hyper but in the air. I would say it's about the same difficulty as Hyper. You just have to get the right moment. If I remember correctly, the Wave and Hyper are the same height. However, I think the Wave is a bit further, which is great because out of all 3 options, if you want to really gain momentum, I think Wave is the best option. Like you can go like really fast with it. And yes, there's the same setup as this is hard to do as a Hyper, but I do think that what it allows, for example, just better momentum and speed, is worth it. So for that, I'll put it at A. The next is Demo Dash. Okay. The Demo Dash essentially is like a Super or a Hyper. However, while you're in the air, you need to crouch, which allows you to move through very small entrances. But to accomplish this move, it's almost frame perfect. I have never accomplished a Demo Dash correctly. In Celeste, there is this one specific where you can use the Demo Dash to skip like several rooms, but it's so precise on both ends. The input and the angle makes it really hard. Again, I'm not a expert player, so I'm just not that good, even though I tried like a lot. So if you are able to actually do it, it's amazing, but only for specific instances. Don't get me wrong, Celeste has many tight squeezes, but I would still call this move very situational and also very hard to do. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it's so hard to do. For me, it's hard, and when I go online and see people say it's hard, but I'm sure for like a speedrunner it's easy. But for difficulty and for how rarely you actually need it, I'll put it at C. I've had so many nightmares about this move. Last is Ultra Dash. So Ultra is actually pretty simple. The idea is it's both a Hyper and Wave Dash. So first you do a Hyper, and then in the air you do a Wave Dash. And the combo of both throws you around pretty far. From what I've seen, this move is the big deal. If you're really good with it, which if you're good with Hyper and Dash you should be, you can combo Ultras to become a speedster. It is so useful to get around. I mean, just look at speedruns of this game with Ultras. They can blitz rooms so fast. And as someone who likes to go fast in Celeste with momentum, the Ultra seems to be one of the fastest options, especially if you chain it. There is some setup obviously, but I think for what it can do, it's worth it. And so for that, I'll put it in S. But anyways, yeah, that's my list. Again, I am not a speedrunner or an expert. I am just a player who likes dashing. So if you think I made a mistake, let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time. Peace.